The purpose of GSR will give you an indication if you fired a weapon or you've been in close contact when a weapon was discharged.
And you conducted a test on site?
Correct. Called presumptive test.
A presumptive test. And you also sent, what is the thing that you sent back to the lab for the other test?
That is the TriTech evidentiary gunshot residue collection kit for the scanning electronic microscope, which is valid in court. It's a scientific test.
And your presumptive test showed negative.
Correct.
And you know that a lab test showed positive.
Outside the
That is
scope
correct.
objection.
Sustained.
Let me ask you this. Was your presumptive test accurate?
Objection, Your Honor. Outside the scope.
Motion aside.
All right, TTRLA, man. Right now, the courtroom is on a little intermission. The prosecution keeps objecting to the defense's questions. I would think the reason why the prosecution is objecting is because it seems like the defense attorney is trying to, I forget the name of it, but whatever, that's what he's trying to do. And the officers seem a little off. I think at the end of the day, though, this is definitely a huge win for YNW Melly. The defense attorney is about to do his thing, you feel me? About to ask him all the right questions. But just watch what takes place.
You did a analysis, you tell us. Actually, strike that. May I approach, Your Honor?
What, Counsel?
I have what I believe to be a report of his. I'd like him to take a peek at. Sure.
Go ahead.
If his memory refreshed, if he doesn't.
I want him to identify.
Go ahead.
Finish. And maybe I should mark it for purposes of identification as defendant's one.
Use letters for the identification.
Oh, I'm sorry. Defendant's A.
Mark it for you.
Your Honor, in terms of the report, I have an objection if you want to sidebar.
Sure.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know what's happening right here and why the prosecution keep objecting. But look at the police officer. Something up with him. He must be on drugs or something. Why he keep tweaking like that? Keep moving around. Doing all this geek and shit. But, yeah. So I think what happened is that the YNW Melly's defense attorney brought up some evidence that I don't think the prosecution was really aware about, which is good. You want boom. You want to bring that evidence up to the forefront. But yeah, his YNW Melly's defense attorney is really doing his thug, young. He really Kobe Bryant in the joint. You know what I'm saying? He making his case. He's to the judge. If you're an attorney, you always want to make your case to the judge. And he doing this thing. He's confident. The prosecution, she like, this gonna be an L for us today. You can tell by the way she holding her hand, by the way she looking down. Her other little sidekick, who's been asking questions as well. You know what I'm saying? They feeling the pressure. Because at the end of the day, if they cannot show the jury that YNW, whatever the fuck, is completely 100% responsible for this situation, he gonna get off. I got murder on my mind. Look how he looking though, man. See, one thing Melly, I think is a downside is them eyebrows. Look at them joints. Them joints give the evildoer look. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. He got that turtleneck on. He keep looking around in the crowd. He did some wild shit, kissing and shit. I don't know. Yeah, Melly feeling good though. Tap in.
Reports that you offered. also want you to tell me, without revealing what the context is, if the items identified as Roman numeral 1 through 8 on Exhibit A is intended to convey information of the same nature as those that are labeled 1 through 8 on Exhibit B. Not if they're the same thing, but if they're intended to convey information of the same nature.
So your question is, say it again.
I want you to look at both.
Counsel, why don't you come sidebar, please?
Man, this one crazy case. The judge just asked for a sidebar because of the defense attorney's question, right? So the question that the defense attorney for YNW Melly asked was not revealing what you see. He asked this to the officer that's on the stand, not revealing what you see and not revealing the content, which I thought is an excellent way to pose a question, because this officer seems like he wants, attention, and he wants to be on stage. It's like his big moment to shine. So the way the defense attorney asked the question, I thought was reasonable. But I think the judge just wants to see where the defense attorney is going with this. You know how I feel like it's also a white person thing, because I feel like maybe the judge doesn't want to put all that pressure on the police officer, because he know how the police officer is acting up there, I guess, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, YNW Melly attorney is good.
Did you look at that?
Yes, I did.
Am I reading correct? Sorry, strike that. When you were determining approximate heights of shooters, did you determine the approximate height of a shooter at 2 feet 8 inches tall?
No, what you're referring to in the report is not the height of a shooter. That is, the bullet holes on the passenger side of the door was the actual measurement from the ground up to each bullet hole. It's just to show the height.
Okay.
Nothing to do with bullet flight.
Okay, that's what I wanted.
And I can explain, as I'm trying to explain to the jury, you need 2 to 3 bullet holes through 1, 2, 3 to give you some indication. If there's just one bullet hole, it's not, how can I say, it's just no real forensic tests to determine a proper bullet flight path if you only have one hole.
Okay. So the indications 5'10", 5'3", 5'1", 4'10" are approximate heights.
Sustained. Sure, come sidebar.
All right, man. This is the end of day 2, man. It is a wrap for day 2. Now, the defense, they got to win today, because that police officer, he seemed a little weird. Something was up with him. He kept trying to explain to the jury. Like, I think that shouldn't have been. I think him doing that alone gave the prosecution an L. Because why is the officer trying to explain he need to be explaining to the attorney that's asking him the question? He keep looking to the jury, like trying to, coerce him as to what he's saying is law. Like, boy. But yeah, this a good one.